The world is never going to be the same again.
I'm worried about the world.
The mass chaos and crises that there was in the world, it's going to be just like that now.
This is not an accident.
How long is it going to last? Longer than, even for those of you that have some cash in the bank, way past your cash reserves.
Out of 100 people, 4 will get the message.
This thing isn't going to be over in a few weeks. This thing isn't going to be over in a few months.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today. As guys, it seems to me that finally, President Biden is going to issue this executive order on crypto. And finally, this is going to let the crypto market stop trading sideways. Ladies and gentlemen, regardless of whether it goes up or down in these next few days as a result of this crypto executive order, it means that it's going to react, and that's better than trading sideways. This will be the first step towards regulating how digital currencies and cryptos are traded, and it's going to determine what government agencies will be responsible for developing laws on crypto. This will also explore the possibility of a central bank digital currency, and this is one of the most important topics. This comes as concerns of Russia's use of crypto could be used to evade the impact of sanctions regarding this war. But guys, let me make myself very clear. One thing that has been known for a while is that this executive order has been in the works for a long time before this invasion. Remember guys, we stated here on this channel to buy the invasion, and had you bought the invasion across numerous markets, you'd be up right now, and that's important to note. Now, I've been stating, as well as numerous other analysts have been stating, it's accumulation time for the Bitcoin chart, and this is getting verified from numerous different sources, not just myself. The reason I state all of that is because a lot of people expect this executive order to be extremely negative. A lot of people think it's going to give the SEC a lot of power, but we are the XRP community, and I have to remind you of something important. We have been waiting for crypto regulations for a long time. We have been waiting for the potential of a CBDC in the US for a long time, because CBDC adoption will inevitably lead to the XRP on-demand liquidity endgame, XRP being the neutral bridge asset to bridge all CBDCs. And every step taken in this direction is important. Guys, we have been seeing commodities absolutely killing it recently. Here, we've seen gold go to the moon, silver go to the moon. Oil has been absolutely crushing it. At the exact same time, the US dollar has been ripping as well. What does that mean? It means that, in my opinion, they went up so quickly that they're eventually going to sell off. That's exactly what I think is going to happen next. And when these commodities and US dollars eventually go down in value, that's going to mean, in my opinion, that crypto is going to have its time in the sun. So to the people that believe this executive order is extremely negative, hey, it could be. They're going to come down hard with a lot of regulations. They're going to probably talk about exchanges having to block Russian accounts. They are probably going to come out with a lot of things we don't like. But remember, the compliant cryptos, the XRPs, the Stellars, the Hederas, the ISO coins, all these cryptos that we in this community have been invested in, they're going to thrive on the back of these regulations. That's what I'm going to say. I'm bullish on the altcoin market, and I have told you that I believe altcoin season will happen. I still think that's the fact of the matter. And the market's going to decide that very, very soon. Also, remember, guys, 1 billion Tether was minted at the Tether Treasury. And typically, when Tether is printed, that correlates with Bitcoin's prices going up. Regardless of how you feel about Tether, and you guys know I don't like it, it has been a reason for why crypto prices will rise. And it's something we need to continue paying attention to. Now, guys, something extremely explosive that's coming March 11th. Russia is beginning preparations for disconnecting from the global internet. No later than March 11th, all servers and domains must be transferred to the Russian zone. This is massive. I've been talking about a long time about cyber attacks, blackouts, the internet potentially going down, the pausing of stock markets, numerous things. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the state of the Russian currency right now. The ruble has absolutely imploded. And what that means is Russia is taking dramatic actions as we speak. In my opinion, one of those massive actions will be a gold-backed currency as gold continues to explode in value. Potentially, it will be a gold-backed stablecoins, a Chinese-backed system as well, and potentially their partnership with the BRIC nations could come into play very soon. We still have to wait and see. But guys, times are getting extremely volatile right now. But guys, despite any and all of that volatility, we continue to hold the digital asset that's going to be the solution to the financial crisis that's about to come. Here, the head of the BIS, Augustin Carstens, talks about CBDCs and how it's going to work. Please take a listen and remember that XRP was meant to be the bridge asset to central bank digital currencies.
All our analysis on CBDC, in particular for the use of general use, we tend to establish the equivalence with cash, and there is a huge difference there. For example, in cash, we don't know, for example, who's using a $100 bill today. We don't know who is using a 1,000 peso bill today. A key difference with the CBDC is that central bank will have absolute control on the rules and regulations that will determine the use of that expression of central bank liability. And also we will have the technology to enforce that. Those two issues are extremely important, and that makes a huge difference with respect to what cash is.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, that was important. He just gave away the infrastructure for how your social credit scores and how CBDCs will work. But the thing is, what's going on right now in the world today are the precursors to how central bank digital currencies are going to be implemented. And here, this IMF blog titled "The Evidence is In on Negative Interest Rate Policies" gives you a little bit of an indication as to where we're going. The evidence so far indicates negative interest rate policies have succeeded in easing financial conditions without raising significant financial stability concerns. Ladies and gentlemen, a number of central banks have introduced negative interest rate policies. Denmark, Japan, Sweden, Switzerland turned to such policies in response to persistently below target inflation rates. Now, guys, this is what I'm going to say. Right now in the United States, inflation has hit 7.5%. And most likely it's more like 40%. Let's be very honest here. We all know what's really going on. But this is how they're going to force CBDCs onto the public. Negative interest rates, negative 1 to 2%, could be on the horizon, and they can blame the excuse of the financial crisis being implemented by Russia, this invasion, and sanctions trickling to other global economies. Their ramifications will be felt. Ladies and gentlemen, don't get it twisted. Russia's not going to be the only country getting affected here. Shockwaves across global markets are being felt. Once they ended this health crisis, in air quotes by the way, they needed another crisis to continue the financial implosion that we were going to witness anyways. Guys, remember September 2019 when the repo markets signaled that the financial system imploded, the central banking system imploded. Repo liquidity injections came into effect. Coincidentally enough, that is when this health crisis began. March 2020 is when it was really felt by the world. But then they cut rates. They propped up the system with artificial money. The disconnect between the stock market and reality has been self-evident for a long time. It's not going to stop. Negative interest rates, in my opinion, will come to the US. More government spending will continue to occur. And ladies and gentlemen, let's see what this Joe Biden crypto executive order has in store for us. But remember, guys, while everyone's doom and gloom, the CEO of FTX is Joe Biden's second largest donor. He was the second largest donor to Biden's campaign. That right there is extremely important because money talks. But remember the other day, Fed Chair Jerome Powell did kind of do a 180 when it came to raising interest rates. All it took was a crisis on standby for it to happen. And like clockwork, here we are. Health crisis into invasion, into sanctions. What a perfect narrative to take attention away from the central banks. Regardless of what you may feel, this is what's going on. Augustin Carstens from the BIS highlighted how CBDCs can work. They'll be implemented and they can plug you in or plug you out of the financial system and accessing your money with a CBDC, similar to what's happening in Canada. Remember, guys, it's right at our doorstep, but with a central bank digital currency. What's going to happen is they'll start it off with negative interest rates and disincentivize cash. Every time you try to put your money out of the account, you'll get hit with your -1% to -2% fees. The anonymity in the cash conversion will slowly begin to be disincentivized and trickle away. And finally, people do not want their cash to be subject to these fees anymore. Then, good Lord, their system is there. This Biden executive order talks about the potential for a CBDC, and that's what the rumors coming out of what could happen is saying. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're on the precipice of this new world. XRP has always been the correct answer, my friends. And while the rest of the crypto space is on the edge of their seats waiting to see what regulations could stifle innovation, XRP has already gone through hell and back, has not reached all-time highs yet, and it's because we're going to get clarity first. We're doing it the right way to pave the road for the rest of the compliant coins. And that's what I have to stress. The compliant cryptos, the quality cryptos, the ones that are not being propped up by Tether, will go to the moon and beyond. The other ones are always up to a regulatory risk. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in the greatest financial spectacle the world has ever seen before. We're going through the birth canal of this brand new financial system. And while some people still have questions of whether or not XRP is or is not the right answer, I'm going to leave you with this video of Rosie Rios, currently on the board at Ripple, saying how her name is on all the money on the planet. She is on the board of the company behind XRP. And if you didn't know, now you know. That's who's behind our tech and our investment. Don't get it twisted. We've always been correct. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
So my name currently appears, well, actually, let's see. There's $1.71 trillion of U.S. currency in circulation worldwide. 1.71 trillion. My name is on $1.69 trillion.
You want to know how to be a successful investor? The answer is stay with what you know. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to TV people, internet people. Just stay with what you know. If I told you you can only have 20 investments in your life, you would be very careful. You wouldn't be jumping in and out, listening to hot tips every day, every month. You would stay with what you know and you would become a successful investor. Everybody watching this knows a lot about something, whether it's fashion or cars or sports or something. When you see something that you know is going to be successful and exciting, don't just say, oh, that's going to be great. Don't tell all you. Then you go and you do your research and you figure out how to and if you should invest and how to invest, and then you invest. You will know it long before I will, or long before other people in the investment community. You will also know when to sell, because you will know when something's going to change again. Nobody likes to hear it. Everybody wants a hot tip. Everybody wants to be rich this month. In those days, we did nothing but focus and concentrate and dig deep and dig deep and dig deep.